Rejected countless times, struggling to afford food, and forced to sell his only companion, his dog, for survival.
I had like $106 in the bank, and like I said, I had to sell my dog, and things were not looking very, very good. My $40 car had just blown up, so I was taking a bus to work. But still, it didn't matter. I wanted to stick with it.
This is the story of Sylvester Stallone, a man who turned a life of heartbreak and rejection into one of the greatest success stories in Hollywood history. With nothing but a dream, unshakable determination, and the script for Rocky, Stallone proved that no matter how hard life hits, you can still fight your way to the top and use struggle to fuel your success. Sylvester Stallone is now one of the most iconic actors of our time. Known for his unforgettable roles in the Rocky and Rambo movies, he has become a symbol of perseverance and resilience. But before the fame, fortune, and Academy Award nominations, his life was far from glamorous. Stallone's journey is a testament to the power of never giving up, even when life seems determined to knock you down. Sylvester Gardencio Stallone was born on July 6, 1946, in the gritty streets of Hell's Kitchen, New York City, a place synonymous with hardship. His life began with a traumatic entry into the world. His parents couldn't afford a doctor, so an intern attended the birth. A mistake with forceps severed a nerve in his face, leaving the lower left side of his face paralyzed. This resulted in his signature drooping mouth, slurred speech, and a permanent snarl, traits that would later make him iconic, but at the time, made him a target for bullying. Stallone's home life was equally turbulent. His father, Frank Stallone Sr., was an Italian immigrant who worked as a hairdresser and was known for his explosive temper, while his mother, Jackie Stallone, was an astrologer and wrestling promoter. Their relationship was volatile, often filled with arguments and chaos. By the time Sylvester was 9 years old, his parents divorced, leaving him and his younger brother, Frank Jr., caught in the middle of a fractured home. To cope with the instability at home, Sylvester turned inward. He was often alone, dreaming of becoming a hero like the ones he saw in the movies. But his challenges didn't end there. Sylvester struggled academically due to undiagnosed learning disabilities, which made reading and writing a constant battle. He was frequently labeled a troublemaker by teachers and was expelled from multiple schools for behavioral issues. By the time he reached his teenage years, he had attended 13 different schools. At one point, he was sent to a special school for problematic boys. Though it was meant to discipline him, the experience only deepened his feelings of rejection and alienation. Stallone later said, "I was always told I wasn't good enough, that I was slow, stupid, and a loser." These words haunted him, but they also ignited a fire within, a determination to prove everyone wrong. One saving grace during this time was his discovery of sports and physical fitness. Stallone found solace in weightlifting and martial arts, activities that gave him structure, discipline, and confidence. He became a gifted athlete, channeling his frustrations into physical outlets. For the first time, he felt like he had control over something in his life. Despite his struggles, Stallone had an early passion for storytelling. He loved watching movies and admired larger-than-life heroes like Hercules and Tarzan. These characters planted a seed in his mind, a dream that one day he too could inspire others through storytelling. But in Hell's Kitchen, dreaming big felt like a luxury few could afford. Though his early years were marked by hardship, poverty, and rejection, they shaped the grit and determination that would later define his career. Stallone didn't know it at the time, but every challenge he faced was preparing him for something greater. After high school, Stallone briefly attended college, but dropped out to pursue his dream of acting. He moved to New York City in 1969, hoping to make it big, but reality hit hard. He couldn't land any meaningful roles and struggled to survive. Stallone spent nights sleeping at the Port Authority bus terminal because he couldn't afford rent.
I had this one coat, and that coat literally was my house. And I would sleep at the bus station, Port Authority bus station, or outside the post office in the dead of winter, and boy, it was cold. That coat saved my life.
Homeless and desperate for money, Stallone took on any job he could find. He worked as a cleaner in a zoo, an usher in a theater, and even appeared in a low-budget adult film called The Party at Kitty and Studs. Stallone later admitted it was the lowest point in his life, but it paid $200, enough to keep him afloat for a while. Unable to provide for himself, Stallone was forced to sell his beloved dog, Butkus, for $40 to a stranger outside a local convenience store. It was one of the most heartbreaking decisions of his life and a clear sign of how desperate things had become. But after the success of Rocky, Stallone didn't forget about Butkus. He tracked down the buyer and paid $15,000 to buy his dog back, proving that even at the height of his newfound fame, he never forgot his best friend. Everything changed in 1975 when Stallone watched a boxing match between Muhammad Ali and Chuck Wepner. Inspired by Wepner's resilience, he locked himself in a room for 3 days and wrote the script for Rocky. The story was deeply personal, a struggling fighter with nothing to lose, trying to prove his worth to the world. Rocky tells the story of Rocky Balboa, a down-and-out boxer from Philadelphia who gets a once-in-a-lifetime shot at the heavyweight title against champion Apollo Creed. More than just a boxing movie, Rocky is a story about perseverance, self-belief, and the power of the underdog. Balboa represents the everyman, someone who has been beaten down by life but refuses to quit. His iconic training sequences, his unwavering determination, and his heartfelt love story with Adrian captivated audiences worldwide. When Stallone pitched the script, studios loved it, but they didn't want Stallone to star in the film. They offered him $125,000 just for the script. Stallone was broke, desperate, and tempted, but he refused to sell his dream unless he could play the lead role. Finally, a small studio took a chance on him, offering just $35,000 and allowing Stallone to star. It was a huge gamble, but Stallone believed in his story and himself. When Rocky was released in 1976, it became an instant cultural phenomenon. The film earned 10 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture and Best Actor for Stallone. It grossed over $225 million worldwide, turning Stallone into a household name and giving birth to one of cinema's most beloved franchises.
And to all the Rockies in the world, I love you.
Stallone went on to write and star in 5 sequels, culminating with Rocky Balboa in 2006, a poignant return to the character that started it all. But Stallone's creative ambitions didn't stop at Rocky. In 1982, he introduced another legendary character, John Rambo, in First Blood. Unlike Rocky, Rambo was a Vietnam veteran grappling with trauma, societal rejection, and his own inner struggles. The film resonated deeply with audiences, particularly veterans, and showcased Stallone's ability to bring complex, emotional characters to life. Rambo was not just an action hero, he was a symbol of the forgotten and mistreated veterans who struggled to reintegrate into society. The film's raw portrayal of PTSD and its critique of how Vietnam veterans were treated by their own country struck a nerve. Stallone's performance brought an emotional depth to the character, making Rambo more than just a soldier. He was a broken man searching for a place in a world that had abandoned him. The Rambo series evolved into one of the most influential action franchises of the 1980s, cementing Stallone as a global action star. By 2008, the franchise had grossed over $800 million, and Stallone brought Rambo back in a gritty, modern installment that received praise for its intensity and raw emotion. As Stallone entered the 2000s, many thought his career might be winding down. But Stallone wasn't finished. In 2010, he launched the Expendables, in a homage to the action genre, bringing together legends like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jason Statham, and Bruce Willis. The franchise became a nostalgic celebration of 80s and 90s action cinema, grossing over $800 million across its first 3 films. However, amidst these professional triumphs, Stallone suffered a devastating personal loss. In 2012, his eldest son, Sage Stallone, tragically passed away at the age of 36. The loss was a crushing blow, as Sage had appeared alongside him in Rocky V, playing the role of Rocky's son.
You got something growing here. You got like a bump.
What bump?
This bump.
Shakespeare.
Yeah, you deserve it. Thank you for being born. Thank you.
Stallone later spoke about how the pain of losing a child is something no parent should ever endure, but he found solace in his work and his family, pushing forward with resilience, as he always had. In 2019, Stallone revisited John Rambo in Rambo: Last Blood. This film offered a reflective yet brutal finale to the iconic character, exploring Rambo's emotional scars and his relentless determination to protect his loved ones.
My age. When I reach in your chest and round your heart like you did mine.
Stallone's ability to revisit and reinvent his characters while staying true to their essence has been one of his greatest strengths, keeping him relevant across decades of filmmaking. Even in his 70s, Sylvester Stallone shows no signs of slowing down. In 2015, he starred in Creed, a continuation of the Rocky legacy, where he mentored a new generation of fighters. His performance earned him a Golden Globe and an Academy Award nomination, proving that his talent and impact are as strong as ever. Stallone's recent projects include the superhero film Samaritan, 2022, where he plays a retired superhero rediscovered by a young boy. He also voices King Shark in DC's The Suicide Squad, 2021, adding another iconic role to his repertoire. In 2023, Stallone launched a new TV series, Tulsa King, where he stars as a mob boss navigating life after prison. The show has been praised for Stallone's charisma and ability to bring depth to new characters, even after decades in the industry. Beyond acting, Stallone remains active as a producer, director, and motivational figure.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Sylvester Stallone's journey isn't just about making it big in Hollywood. It's about proving that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you can always get back up. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know who we should cover next. And remember, struggle might just be your path to success. Until next time.